Coach, as you're playing tomorrow, how important is it for you to get into a game before the postseason?
Important and important. It'll be fun. Get back into things. It's been a long time for me. It feels like.
Has it just been a process, to ramp it up each day and just kind of test to see how it felt? Or?
Yeah, you just try and get healthy as you can in the time you have. And I feel good. Felt good today, so made a call to play tomorrow.
Is there no real substitute for game action? I mean, can you get your timing and everything back on practice ice?
Yeah, but I've played for a few years now, and I've been out with certain things for longer periods of time than this, and come back and played relatively quickly too, without having to skate too long. So it's nothing new. It's just part of your job. You go through these things all the time. Obviously, the last few days has felt a lot better, and now I'm ready to go. So now I'm excited.
Going back to the injury, did you think something was up right away? I know you went to the locker room right away. But...
Yeah, didn't really know what was going on. Just knew that something wasn't right. Tried to come back that game, but just wasn't good enough. And then we made the decision together to wait and make sure that I got a little bit of rest, and I did. But now I'm antsy and excited to get back. So now I'm back, which is nice.
Alex, what's been the key to maintaining it like just an even keel level for this hockey team? The lows never really got too low. The highs, there were some good runs, but there was just a balance, and it seemed like a collective calm throughout the regular season.
I think experience. We're a pretty veteran team, or an older team, and we've gone through a lot, especially together. Big part of the group that's here played together for a long time, which together you ride those ups and downs. And a few years ago, I think we were a little bit more, we'd react more to it than we do now. Now we understand what an 82 game schedule entails, whether it's injuries and good play and bad play and things like that. So it's just experience, I would say.
Is it what that 82 game schedule entails, knowing the extra level and the intensity of the postseason, kind of combining those two to how to get through it?
To get through what?
Well, just to kind of how you manage the regular season to get through ready for game one of the playoffs?
I don't know if you look at it that way. Obviously management and coaching staff usually have big picture ideas on how they want things to look like during the course of a year, but that's always going to change, like I said, with injuries and performance, line chemistry, everything like that. But you have a big picture plan, but then you kind of stay in the moment and you go through segments of the season. You have 7 games and 12 nights or whatever, and then you get a 3-day break, so you can kind of focus in on those 7, and then you go through the next segment, and that's kind of how you get your way through the season. The biggest thing for us, I think, is that after a win or a loss, I think we've had a better vibe in the team as far as going into a game expecting to win, and when you don't get the result you want, you regroup the next day of practice and you go into the next one expecting to win. And when you have that mentality, when you do win, you don't get too overly excited about having won. You just did what you were supposed to do, and you go to the next game. And I think that's something that's grown tremendously, not just this season, but the last, I'd say, 3 years here.
I know it was a small sample size, but did you feel like there was any chemistry with Laterra and Tarasenko and yourself?
Yeah, we actually started the year, and then they swapped me with Schwartzy. And then a little bit later in the season, I think when we were having some ups and downs in our game, we swapped it back for a little bit, and then obviously I went back to Ocean Backs to finish off before I got hurt. But so I know how to play with those two. But it's a little bit of a different game than with Backs and Osh, but my game doesn't really change much.
Pretty decent chance you guys play Minnesota in the first round. How do you guys? First of all, obviously going to play them tomorrow. How do you guys match up with them, do you think, for a potential playoff series, if that's who you play?
Yeah, again, we'll look at that when that gets determined tomorrow night. But as of now, they're obviously one of 3 teams I think that we can end up playing. So it'll be It'll be fun. This is what you play for. Starting to get warmer outside, and the playoff atmosphere's starting to come into the buildings. Everywhere we've been, it seems like it's been growing, but especially here in St. Louis, our fans are starting to feel the buzz. You feel the buzz. It's an exciting time.
Alex, obviously you're going to play to win tomorrow, but Hitch just spelled out why he thinks it's more important to get ready for the playoffs and sit some guys tomorrow as opposed to go all out and try to get the West. I mean, you think the same way? It's more important to get guys healthy and ready for next week?
It's a grueling schedule, so if you can give guys a break, that's great. With the way our season's gone so far, after 81, we have our division title, and we'd like to get the conference title, but if you can give guys a break, that's a perfect scenario.